So you're not quite sure whether you're ready to buy a home. There's a lot of things to take into consideration, everything from your income to how long you're going to spend at a home, because it is going to be, if not the biggest, one of the biggest financial decisions of your life. So you've got to ask yourself a few questions. So first off, do you have a stable job? Do you have a partner or a spouse that also has a stable job? This has a big bearing on your spending power, depending on whether one of you is going to go on ownership, both of you are going to go on ownership, credit scores. There's a whole bunch of stuff that's involved, but you need to have stable employment. Have you figured out how much home you can afford? So once you make that decision, who's going on, how much money you have to work with, your next step is going to be to get pre-qualified with a mortgage lender. So you see what your spending power is. The last thing you want to do is go looking at houses that are $400,000 only to find out once you go to pre-qualify that you're only good for $300,000, especially after you fall in love with a house that you've gone to look at. So you definitely want to avoid that. Do you have an emergency fund set up? Now, you're going to need to lay out money to buy the home. You're going to need your down payment. You're going to need your closing costs. But do you have any extra money in the bank that you can get started on the house, paint the house, and God forbid, in the case of an emergency, you're going to be able to financially handle it? It's something big to think about. How long do you plan to live in the home? Do you know you're going to be transient due to your job, like a job relocation? If you know you're not going to be spending that long there, you've got to put down your money and you've got to close. But when you go to resell, there are other things you're going to have to pay for. So you may want to think, if you're not going to be there for at least a couple of years, you may want to rethink whether you want to buy or you want to rent. Then most importantly, do you have a team of people that's ready to help you to purchase? You're going to need an agent. You're going to need home inspector. You can potentially need well inspector, septic inspector. You're going to need a title company. There's a lot of people involved. So you definitely want to make sure that you have a team that can help you and help you make this decision. And should you decide to buy, to get you physically through it to closing. Need some help? You know where to find me.